Hey guys, I don't think I was a regular visitor to Athens, given that I spent quite a few years living there in the past. So coming back was not surprising. There wasn't much to surprise me at that point because most things were familiar to me already. So I really couldn't say anything surprised me as such. The biggest positive surprise, I believe, was the biggest positive surprise was that, in spite of what you hear in the on the news about Athens and the pictures you see, the riots and the protests, the surprise was that Athens doesn't look like it does on the news. It's a vibrant, beautiful, sunny, warm, hospitable place. What I appreciate about Athens is you have a very urban, exciting, vibrant center. Within the heart of that, incredible architectural sites and antiquity. And then, in addition to all both of these, you have the proximity of the beaches and the ferries to countless islands, which are all incredible to visit and very close by, easily accessible. If I could visit Athens again, I would certainly spend more time than I did last time. I would probably spend roughly a week in Athens, I think, and then I would probably get on a boat to one of the islands. For me, with friends in Athens and a past in Athens, it's a different experience, and it's probably nicer to stay there longer. If I had never visited there before, if I had no past with Athens, I'm not sure how long I would want to stay. There are many things to do, but I think if you go at the wrong time, you could easily get the wrong experience and just see it as a noisy, chaotic, not that beautiful city if you see the wrong things. I think it's important to point visitors in the right direction, lest they get the wrong impression. If they see only identical blocks of flats, traffic, noise, and forget to see the beautiful things, I think they would leave thinking that Athens is not that special. One thing I always experienced in Athens, something I always felt, was that although the beaches are very close, the coast is very close, the harbor is very close, the ferry port, it felt somewhat awkward to reach these places. When I lived in Athens, I rarely went to the beach. It always seemed like an ordeal to get on the bus or the tram or the metro. It always took quite a while, and it just discouraged me from doing it. If something could be done to make that easier, or just to make the impression of it seem easier, I think more people would be likely to take advantage of it and see it more as a coastal city than they do today. If I wanted to convince a friend to go, I would probably show them some photos that I've taken to counter the impression they may already have. I would describe it as I already have here, as a vibrant, exciting city, as a place with so many things to do, with an incredible nightlife, a place where you can just spend hours wandering the streets at night with your friends from bar to bar. You feel safe. Most things are close and within walking distance. It's affordable. Yeah, I think that's the main thing I would impress upon my friends to get them to visit. I think something that would be very good is just better connections. Athens, both when I was living there and now when I revisit, is not in the same category as these the budget air cities like Berlin or Lisbon or Paris, where you can get a return flight for 50 euros to. Athens never has those budget flights connecting it. It would be good if one of these budget airlines, Wizz Air or Ryanair, would set up regular flights at a very good price to connect it to the rest of Europe. I think that would make a huge difference. There's a difference between 50 euros and 200 euros. I feel like Athens should stress the cultural aspect, not just the historical things that happened 2,000 years ago aspect, but the vibrant culture that exists in the city today. I could see it being rebranded as a very popular hipster sort of tourist destination. There are new coffee shops and galleries and street art, and it has sort of the edginess that Berlin, for example, is known for, which not many people seem to be aware of. It's not the first thing people think about when they think of Athens. I think they think of antiquity and islands and nothing in between. Of course, with the exception of the riots and the fires they've seen on the news. So that's not the best combination, and it's not the best way to attract people, I think, to Athens. What it has is appealing, but that needs to be shown to people. They need to know what to expect. It's not just a place for antiquity. It's not just a place to get a tan. There's so much more. I really feel like most people I talk to Athens about who have never visited, they have no impression, if any impression. It's an unknown thing completely, which is strange to me, given how appealing a destination it could and it should be.